Today we stand at a critical juncture in our nation's history, a moment where transparency, accountability, and fiscal responsibility must be at the forefront of our efforts to restore trust in our government. The American people deserve to know how their hard-earned tax dollars are being spent. For too long, bureaucratic inefficiencies and hidden expenditures have plagued our system. But now, thanks to the relentless pursuit of truth and efficiency, led by initiatives like Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, we are uncovering the realities of government waste and taking the necessary steps to ensure financial prudence.
Judges have said that some of the Trump actions, early actions, could put a halt to them. J.D. Vance said that judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power. You're a constitutional law expert. Ultimately, at the end, if the courts say that the administration is violating the law, should they comply with the court's demands?
Well, of course, the branches have to respect our constitutional order, but there's a lot of game yet to be played. Those will be appealed. We got to go through the whole process, and we'll get to the final analysis. In the interim, I will say I agree wholeheartedly with Vice President J.D. Vance, my friend, because he's right. What they're doing in the executive branch, I've been asked so many times, aren't you uncomfortable with this? No, I'm not, because when Congress, for example, appropriates dollars for the executive branch to use, we build in, not only in the spirit of the law, but in the letter of law, a broad amount of discretion for how that is used. There is a presupposition in America that the commander-in-chief is going to be a good steward of taxpayer dollars, that the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, is going to command those within his branch of government to do the right thing by the people, to be accountable, to not fund drag shows in Middle Eastern countries or South America, to not waste our taxpayer dollars. And that's what has been uncovered. And that's why we and the people are applauding what's happening right now in the new administration, because they've taken that seriously and they're doing it. The forensic audits, effectively, that DOGE and Elon Musk are leading. I met with Elon yesterday about this to get an update. And to me, it's very exciting what they're able to do, because what Elon and the DOGE effort is doing right now is what Congress has been unable to do in recent years, because the agencies have hidden some of this from us. There's a lot of oversight activity that goes on around here all the time, you all know, but when duly elected representatives of the people request information to find all of these abuses and it's not turned over to us, what it takes is an actual audit of the systems and the files themselves that are often hidden from Congress. That's what you're seeing right now. And that's why this is so exciting. They're uncovering things that we have known intuitively have been there, but we couldn't prove it. Now the proof is being provided, and no one can argue the counter to that. So stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. And I think that the courts should take a step back and allow these processes to play out. What we're doing is good and right for the American people. What DOGE is doing is making sure that your taxpayer dollars, all of us, are spent in the way that they're intended to be spent, and that they're in America's interest, and they're financially responsible with the precious taxpayers' money. We have a $36 trillion federal debt, and we have got to get a hold of these things. You're going to see it reflected in the reconciliation package that comes forward. You're going to see it reflected in appropriations as you go forward, and you're going to see it in these efforts to cut the waste, fraud, and abuse. And we think the final number on that is going to be substantial and a game changer in Washington and for the country. So we'll have a lot more questions and answers, I know, as the week goes through forward, but I'll just tell you.
One of the most significant challenges we face is the obstruction of information. Congressional oversight has often been hindered by federal agencies withholding key data. This is where private sector leadership, through initiatives like DOGE, has stepped in. What Elon Musk and his team are doing right now is what Congress has struggled to accomplish for years. They are conducting forensic audits, revealing hidden inefficiencies, and ensuring that taxpayer dollars are spent wisely. As Speaker Mike Johnson has pointed out, what Elon and the DOGE effort is doing right now is what Congress has been unable to do in recent years because the agencies have hidden some of this from us. This initiative has brought to light mismanagement and waste that had previously been shielded from public scrutiny. Of course, ensuring efficiency in government requires us to address constitutional concerns. We respect the separation of powers and the checks and balances outlined in our Constitution. However, we also recognize that executive discretion is necessary for effective governance. The Commander-in-Chief must be entrusted to manage taxpayer dollars responsibly, ensuring they serve the interests of the American people, not wasteful government projects. Speaker Johnson has articulated this well. There is a presupposition in America that the commander-in-chief is going to be a good steward of taxpayer dollars. But time and again, we have seen judicial overreach interfere with legitimate executive actions aimed at curbing waste and improving government efficiency. While we must respect the rule of law, we must also ensure that courts do not obstruct necessary reforms that serve the greater good of the nation. We currently face a $36 trillion national debt, an unsustainable burden that threatens the financial future of every American. If we are to preserve economic stability, we must take bold steps to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse within our government. The audits led by DOGE have already exposed significant inefficiencies, and their findings will play a crucial role in shaping future budget reconciliation and appropriations. Speaker Johnson has made it clear, we think the final number on that is going to be substantial and a game changer in Washington for the country. This is not just about numbers, it is about ensuring that our government operates with the efficiency and accountability that the American people expect and deserve. Pragmatism, responsibility, and reform. This is the essence of vision. A government that is lean and effective, not bloated and inefficient. A government that respects its constitutional boundaries while ensuring executive authority is used responsibly. A government that is held accountable by its people, not one that hides behind bureaucratic red tape. We must continue to advocate for reforms that prioritize transparency, efficiency, and fiscal responsibility. We must ensure that every dollar spent is accounted for and that taxpayer money is used to benefit the American people, not wasted on unnecessary programs and bureaucratic inefficiencies. A call to action. The fight for government efficiency is not just a political issue, it is a moral imperative. We owe it to future generations to restore accountability and ensure that our government serves the people, not itself. With the efforts of initiatives like DOGE and the unwavering commitment of leaders like Speaker Mike Johnson, we are taking the first steps toward meaningful change. Let us continue this fight with determination and resolve. Let us demand transparency, embrace accountability, and work tirelessly to ensure that our government remains a responsible steward of the American people's trust and resources. Thank you, and may God bless America.